Welcome everyone, we are the Grin Brothers, and we're basically continuing as quick as can be to make sure we don't
miss the very important plot of Battleborn.
Was that the level? Because that feels like the shortest level we've done.
No, there's more.
Okay, that's good.
We gotta run another errand for you.
Okay. I shall do this job for me.
I think he's asking us to send an email. Or we're going to jump into that death portal. No, we're securing a site so we can send an email.
Okay. So yeah, we kind of got off topic of the Byleth thing, but...
Oh, yeah, Byleth's in the game. Yeah, I like Byleth's assets.
So yeah, basically, with the Byleth thing, it's the worst way they could have gone about announcing it. Byleth was clearly better suited for, you know, the middle of the road, or even Season Pass 2.
Also, why is the male design so boring?
It's funny, because when initially Byleth was announced, people were hating on the female design because, you know, unnecessary sexy armor and really weird compared to the male one, whereas the male actually looks suited for combat and everything.
Why can't the male have his stomach showing?
I gotta admit, I'm not a fan of the whole...
They should both have bigger midriffs.
I'm not a fan of the whole belly button exposed thing. I've always found that weird.
What, midriffs?
Yeah.
I like it. It's very common as well, really.
The stockings, on the other hand, are fantastic.
Weirdly enough, I prefer the costume without the stockings. Normally I'm A-okay with stockings, and I like them, but
I think I prefer the costume without the stocking purely because of the colour palette. But
I think it just looks
because there's
better.
Just more colour, but no, I prefer the stocking. There's a lovely detail on the pattern to it.
I think anyway, that's the problem.
To provide us either looking like either A, fashionistas, or B, perverts.
I'm okay with being a pervert, honestly. It doesn't really fairly to me. Maybe you have standards, but I don't.
But yeah, the whole situation with the Byleth thing is it was poorly announced, and to be fair, there wasn't exactly... It was always going to be tricky, because Corrin kind of soured ever adding a Fire Emblem character again. Even Chrom as an Echo Fire wasn't 100% well received.
Yeah.
But I will say, I do think that...
to be fair, Echo Fighters in general.
The reaction to Byleth has been better received than ever with Corrin. I mean, people forget just how bad it was with Corrin.
People really do. I remember reading a comment that said people are happy to have Corrin. And I laughed.
Yeah, no one... Like, so many people were angry.
I don't remember a single person that was happy for Corrin's existence. In her own game and outside of her game.
Rather specifically talking about her here.
Male
Even though the male is the default.
Yeah, male Blyeth's the default as well, I think.
Yeah.
Why do they have a trend of making the male the default?
It's kind of funny because, like, you know, someone said that the problem they had with the male Corrin design is they felt that the whole Corrin design thing, it feels more skewed towards female anyway.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of, you know, even the way the male's designed, if, you know, the costume worn basically the same either way, looks more effeminate.
Yeah.
Even the dragon form looks more effeminate.
Yeah, the dragon form's very
smooth,
slender.
Yeah.
And, like...
Looks more like Arceus, honestly.
It's very rounded, I think is the thing. People tend to associate more rugged, angular designs with male and more rounder designs with female.
Yeah. Like, you know, Charizard has a design that's more suited to male, per se.
Yeah. Although all of the Mega form... I don't count Mega X because I refuse to accept its existence. But the Megas are all very smooth in design.
I mean, I think that's the case with the Pokemon thing is, of course, the different generations change how they design them anyway. But, again, you can know a Sinnoh Pokemon straight away.
Yeah, just a bit.
But, in the Byleth one, I think...
Oh, an enemy wave started.
I wouldn't say there's really a case where I'd say... I think there's more of a default. Like, Robin, there's, from what I've heard people say, generally there's a lot better writing done for male Robin. You know, more varied sort of writing between the characters with male Robin.
Which is interesting.
So people tend to see male Robin as the default sort of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, again, design basis, people tend to interpret female Corrin. But I don't think there's been too much of a case with Byleth, because there isn't much of a character, per se. Or rather, what character is a very monotone character for story explanations, which are actually well explained.
Yeah, for once.
But
of
course, then it's funny how so little of the fandom actually does this.
Oh, they're actually attacking our base thing, whatever it is. The thing,
but
the way I see it, well, no, I don't really care ultimately. But the thing that I find weird is, in general, they seem to have a leaning towards the male default.
The only case where they haven't is Wii Fit Trainer.
Yeah. Wii Fit Trainer's the female default.
Every other case has been, it's the male first and foremost.
Yeah, like, Villager, I guess they use the male default more often in advertisement.
Although I'd say, weirdly enough, that because of who the Animal Crossing demographic is, I'd say the female one technically would have made more sense. But
yeah.
Then again,
if everyone plays it, but it is generally like I know a lot of women that play it. I know a lot of men that play it too, but
no idea why. But
you
could just do chores around the house, and you're basically doing the same thing at that point.
I don't know, cute animals, I guess. I've played Animal Crossing. I played it with a friend as well, and it was enjoyable for a bit, only because I was playing with someone. Otherwise, it's boring. But that's not what we're on about here. I don't understand why there's a bias towards the male defaults when they're usually more boring.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. The thing I noticed with Byleth straight away is that whilst I did accept some of the complaints about females' Byleth design, like the male ones all properly sort of armoured up and the female ones clearly been done for sex appeal. Yeah. I mean, heck, she's one of the bustiest characters in the entire game.
Yes. Another reason to like the inclusion of Byleth. Blyth.
But at the same time, the male one was just really boring in design.
Yeah.
Which was his problem. Like, at least for the criticisms of how the female one was designed, at least it was interesting.
Ooh.
At least there was some personality to it.
Yeah, I think part of the issue that's an issue in general with games, is female characters always feel like they've had more time and effort put into their design. They always have more even if it is just, sex appeal outfits, the outfits at least stand out and look like they've had time and care put into them.
Yeah.
Like they look different between other, they have different colour schemes, they have different designs, and just things look different, and I like that. The issue I have with a lot of the male designs is they don't. Like, people aren't kidding when you look at the Fire Emblem reps. Even if you disregard colour scheming of them all having, blue hair or whatever, they still all look very, very similar.
Yeah.
And that's the issue for me. It's why I think maybe it's why I like Ike so much, because he's, a bit rougher and stands out amongst them.
Which is why I wish that his default was his Radiant Dawn rather than his Path of Radiance. But then again, the Japanese didn't like his Path of Radiance because he was called Gorilla.
They don't like rough man. I am okay.
Which is funny because they really loved Incineroar.
Yeah. And Incineroar is not a femboy.
Oh, speaking of which, apparently Teleon was voted in the top 50 hottest men of 2019 in Japan.
Amazing.
Despite how everyone would describe it as a feminine design, I've seen on the internet.
He is a very feminine man. But a feminine man can still be a hot man.
Liam,
you also forget that, is it Astoffel?
Yeah.
The pink-haired trap guy?
Yes, from Fate Stay Night. Yeah. The trap.
Yeah. That's a man. And a lot of people...
I saw an image of that with the caster from that character. I saw an image of the two traps from that series with the caster, and the purple-haired girl from the series with the glasses goes, "Why are you gay?"
You make it, you can.
Yes.
It reminds me of the time one of my mates was taking a taxi. He is very gay. think of the most flaming gay man you can think of, and
you'll have heard him in Raph's Overwatch videos.
Yeah,
He's
and
the one with
a very foul mouth.
Yeah, very foul mouthed.
But he is a flaming gay. He was in a taxi.
Apparently, we've got a cousin who was an uncle who's even far more so though.
And it was an interesting taxi drive for him because the taxi driver didn't understand being gay, and so kept asking him why he was gay. The exact way. And this, I'm going to ask people to keep in mind.
Weird having two the boulders next to one another.
It is very weird. I want you to keep in mind, A, a black man, and B, this is the exact voice he used to
relay the story.
Relay the conversation. Why are you gay? What if you find the good vagina?
Ah, nuts.
What?
We have to defend our old defend point.
Oh,
you see the health from the get-go.
Oh. That's a good sign.
Mm.
What the hell is that clipping in existence?
Well, I'm going to go hit things.
Whoa, okay. I mean, we've basically lost at this point, let's be honest. Maybe it's just one wave and we'll be okay. I don't even know how we took as much damage as we did in the first place.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Is there any traps I can build? Because I've got a lot of money on me.
Yes, there are traps. We should have probably built them first.
I didn't even notice we were doing another wave. Okay, is the other side stuff okay? Because I just realized.
I assume enemies will spawn from at some point.
Start throwing down the. No.
We lose.
Yeah, that's not surprising. But we have to start all the way from the start again, don't we?
I believe so. How is it if one breaks, all of them break?
You want to just throw up the interruption artwork and can resume it?
We'll do it off screen for the most part.
Yeah, get there again. Okay, so we'll probably notice where we got to then. We'll eventually finish off explaining our feelings on Byleth.
I already did.
No, I guess my thing is that I feel it's a monkey paw thing. Man, I wish there was a first-party character actually added into Smash Bros.
You did say that.
8th Fire Emblem character. Not quite what I meant. And people are talking about, oh, hey, but don't worry, you get 6 DLC characters. It's like, yeah, but you already know one of them is going to be taken up by a Sword and Shield Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's like, there's so many Nintendo series unrepresented or underrepresented. I mean, Zelda basically only has 3 characters. When you get down to it, despite being a much bigger series than Fire Emblem. Kirby and Donkey Kong outsell Fire Emblem. Splatoon has pretty much outsold all of Fire Emblem until Three Houses came along with just 2 games.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing, and it's just like a lot of other series that could already in the game could do with more characters, or series could have just had more new characters in general. It didn't help that just before watching this Nintendo Direct I was playing Dylan's Dead Heat Breakers. So, of course, I was thinking, man, it'd be cool if Dylan was in the game as a playable character, wouldn't it?
Dylan's never getting in.
I mean, the fact that he was a character who, when people were first showing the game, is like, oh, he's pretty much designed for Smash Brothers.
He does look like he'd fit. That's the worst part.
Welcome, everyone! We are the Grin Brothers, and I'm not sure why I'm saying this. Welcome, given this is a continuation of our part 17, because we're back. We got to the point where we were before.
Why is Boulder a scientist?
I don't know. Maybe it's that Dragon Ball Z thing. Ah, yes, Goku. Yes, Bardock, the famous scientist.
I guess to be fair, at least it's interesting to have, a character who clearly doesn't look like he's smart be smart. I mean, it's a trope still, but...
Yeah, but usually it's done as like... It's usually not done quite with a character like Boulder.
Yeah. Because he acts brutish and dumb.
Yeah, he's not like the... usually it'd be at least a good-looking person.
Yeah. Always good-looking people. Not like actual good-looking either. This is like me and my girlfriend talk about a lot.
No offense, you have no room to talk, given you are apparently considered good-looking.
Apparently, I don't know why.
You have a beard, and you make it work.
That's all it takes.
Whereas if I have a beard, it just looks messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I relate far too much to those Reddit posts of, what are you not able to do when you're ugly? Sort of thing. And apparently it turns out, everything.
Yeah, no, you're really not.
I feel.
I hope you feel.
Gosh darn, internet, keep still for a second. It's hard to deal with teleporting enemies.
One of our turrets died.
Oh, well, we've got enough money to repair it.
Yeah, we just a bit. We're bloody rich.
Where's that one last enemy?
Right, that's a wave complete.
Oh, jolly good.
Yeah, no, so both me and my girlfriend are, bi. So, like...
Yeah, he's leaving.
Yeah. It's a good joke, actually. And, like, we're pretty open about most things. So we talk about, like, what we find attractive and not attractive quite a lot.
Unfortunately, neither one of you said the other.
Well, it's funny. So, we have said we both find each other attractive, but not ourselves attractive, which I think is a pretty common thing to not find yourself
Well,
attractive.
you're a narcissist if you do, so...
Yeah, so...
Oh, that was me. Okay.
Something we talk about a lot is generic attractiveness. Like, people and characters and stuff who are designed to be, like, artificially attractive. They're attractive in the sense that they were almost in a way,
So are we including real life people here, or...?
in real life as well, where they look attractive in the same sense that, they've kind of been generated by a computer almost.
Mm.
Where it looks like they've just been programmed to be the most attractive a person can be.
Nice to have a cool cutscene of boulder wrecking. You were actually saying that earlier there was actually a good joke from Battleborn with the villain.
Yeah. The villain actually caring
website was looking at your screen.
a lot about his minions, but them all being terrified of him because the cliche of villains killing their own minions.
Mm.
And I find that funny.
But yeah, you two attractive people commenting about generic attractiveness.
I mean, she's attractive, I'm less so. I'm just a generic background NPC.
No, given how people treat you, you are apparently considered in the attractive range.
Generic background NPC.
Also, this boss is a joke.
Well, it's because he hasn't had any moment where he goes invincible for no apparent reason. Oh! No, he's just applied a shield.
His shield's dying in seconds.
Also, I am Montana.
Yeah, Deande's changed.
Also, we were surrounded by weapons against him. Really? He was dead from the rifle.
I bring you
Did it work? Did we do it? The Eldred triumph for once, and it's
No offense, Boulder. There's two of us, and still I think Montana's minigun did more than any of us.
Montana's minigun does all the work.
Nice work, Mel.
One day we'll complete a level without relying on Montana.
We have. It's just a hard level. Desperate measurements. See? Montana.
But yeah, generic attractiveness before we end the episode.
Yeah, like, a lot of people and characters, it's like, they're attractive, but we're not attracted to them on the sense that neither of us find generic attractiveness that appealing. And I think it's because...
Are you sure it's not because you're Demi?
And it's just because, like, it's everywhere, I think, is the issue. Like, all the people you see on posters and advertisements, they all look the same. I can't tell them apart. And that's not appealing. I don't want to date someone where if they stand in a lineup or next to a poster, I can't figure out which one is which. Like
any specific people examples?
Literally anyone that's used in like perfume ads.
Okay, I wouldn't know any of those by name, but
I don't know them by name either. But if you watch a perfume ad, it's just generic attractive people.
Well, given you say you don't find yourself attractive and you are bi, what would you actually consider attractive in a guy?
In a guy?
Well, I guess on the outside, because unless you're starting to say, oh man, you got some really attractive rib cages.
I like the fresh heart. I'm basically like, it's weird.
You wouldn't want to date someone who looks like yourself.
I'm either extreme. My main preference is, and I know it sounds kind of silly in a way, feminine boys. Like the pretty boys and femboys and traps to a degree.
So, the fates say no. I can understand now why you know Osfossil by name.
Shush.
Just open up your phone screen. Hide that.
But I also like...
Go to your girlfriend. Have you ever considered dyeing your hair pink?
We have talked about her dyeing her hair pink because I do really like pink hair.
Yeah, I've actually noticed that from a lot of your character designs.
Yeah,
they typically either pink or blonde when you design a female.
Yeah, it's weird, but pink hair is just really pretty to me. But I also like the more gruff man Geralt from Witcher. I'd bang Geralt. I don't know many people who wouldn't.
So you don't like him clean shaven, basically. If they're starting to look not feminine, they might as well just be.
If they're not a femboy, make them like a gritty man. Not like too stereotypically gritty. It's my issue with like the fire, linking it back to life and the Fire Emblem men.
You'd choose Ike over Marth.
Yeah,
basically.
I would bang Ike, old Ike, not like.
I mean, to be fair, Ike is quite potentially gay.
Let's be honest, he's gay or bi.
Yeah,
he's not straight.
Like his ending wasn't even with any female; it was him going off with Soren.
But no, like Marth and Roy and all that, like that. I don't find Bishonen attractive either, and I think yet again that ties into the genericness of it. I know gruff, gritty men. I mean, everything's generic nowadays, but like. Yeah. Bishonen are boring to me. They don't... There's, like, at that point, either go manly, or be a femboy. Like, I mean, if you want to be in between, fine. I'm not going to tell people what to do, but I don't...
I don't know. I feel... I guess if I were to say an attractive male, I don't know, maybe I'd dip slightly into the Bishonen, because, like, the two first examples I thought of, off the top of my head, was... Well, not so much Bishonen... I guess they kind of do... Shapan from Eternal Sonata and Keelik from Soul Calibur were probably the first two I thought of.
Yeah.
They're not quite the gruffest, particularly Shapan, but then again, he looks good in a... It's a strange case of masculinity.
You like smart dress.
Yeah. I mean, Keelik is ironically not smart, just but he's got the look of smart.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not actually bi, so...
I date someone...
it was funny.
I don't date someone for their personality and looks. I date an intellectual. You have to have a very high IQ to date me.
Well, I actually have a high IQ. No, I didn't mean intellectual in terms of IQ. I meant how you dress. You have to dress smart.
I don't want
you put on a molecule, oh boy, that does it for me.
If you're smarter than me, it just makes me feel sad. There are legit people like that, which I think is funny, where they just don't want to date someone
smarter. It's like people with the
than
whole income thing, like...
yeah, what does it matter if your other half earns more than you?
It's common, guys don't like the idea of dating a girl who... going very sexual. Guys don't like the idea of dating a girl who is higher income than them, and girls don't like dating boys who are shorter than them, so I'm screwed as my midget self. But then again, when next to the 9 foot tall Raph here...
I'm 5'11.5", okay?
It's
very frustrating because I'm literally half an inch off being able to just say I'm 6 foot, which is just... It's not even a matter of being 6 foot. I don't care if I'm 6 foot. Do you know how awkward it is to be at such a specific height? It's just frustrating.
Why did you say I was? You said I was like 5'5" at most. 5'6"?
You're only a couple inches shorter than me, so you're probably something like 5'7", 5'8". You're not that much shorter than me in actuality.
It doesn't feel that way, because you clearly put all the stuff in this room in places you can reach, whereas I have to get up to actually wiggle my arms to reach everything.
Yeah, I know.
Although, to be fair, I found out, although I'm taller than Dad, I can't actually get things that are further away than me than Dad. My arms are shorter than Dad's.
It's probably just he's able to, like, disjoint his shoulders or something.
To be fair, having worked in the building trade for 30 years, you kind of get to do that. You don't have bones anymore, it's kind of a fine powder.
He's actually an SCP.
It's like Dad's comment about how the retirement age makes no sense, because someone who works in a building trade is clearly more knackered than someone who hasn't worked in it.
Yeah. I never actually got to talk about one of the things I was going to talk about, and I don't really remember what it was, but I had a vague understanding. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about how I'd have made Fortnite a better game, but instead we talked about who we want to bang.
But yeah, I used to actually sort of try to say I was bi on the basis that I didn't want to be discriminatory.
Yeah, I'm bi.
No, it turned out, yeah, it's like, nah, like the closest I can say to being bi is like, that game character's attractive.
You see,
like, in which case, it was only the case of Chopin can shoot laser beams from his baton. Why would you not want to date him?
Well, yeah. My thing was kind of the opposite, where I didn't consider myself bi because I was like, oh, you can still think of a man as, you know, you can still see the appeal in a man without being gay or bi. And it was also because the thing where I'm not particularly interested in people until I gain an understanding of them.
I thought it
as
was
a
based
person.
off the fact that that you wouldn't consider yourself because you've seemingly not had great experiences with gay people flirting with you.
There's that as well.
Because you had that one annoying one at college.
Yeah,
which is ironic because you also had a gay guy at the college who you got on perfectly well with, and was not the opposite of your. Compared to your other friend, it was the opposite, where it's like you would never assume.
I would never have dated him, but he was hilarious because he was the most pessimistic, spiteful person I've ever met. And it's
the opposite of all the stereotypes, frankly.
Stereotype gay. Yes, I know it's a stereotype. Stereotypes can be harmful or whatever, but stereotypical gay is, you know, flamboyant. Oh, yes, kind of. That's just a posh guy, but I mean.
Again, we have an uncle who is actually quite like that.
But like, they're very flamboyant. They're very eccentric. They very much.
Who's their cousin? I can't remember which.
Make a show out of everything. And then along came this guy who hated literally everyone and everything and did nothing but complain about everything. Not even like a, haha, that's funny. It was only funny to me because of how much it was a, oh god, you might actually kill someone. But yeah, the last thing I promised before we end this episode. I just want.
It's funny we're talking about gay people as we've got sort of Montana's nipples to blame.
Montana's face is censored out though. Like literally, Ultimate Badass Edition completely erases his face, and I find that kind of sad. The last thing I'm going to say.
Now I've got the lyrics to Mad World stuck in my head.
I've watched all of The Witcher. I haven't played the games really. I've watched The Witcher. Now, something I find interesting is Yennefer. Spoiler warning. Spoilers for Witcher.
Okay.
I assume you're never going to watch it.
Probably not. It's on Netflix.
Yennefer.
Remember, you're the one who has to edit these two parts together.
I know, it's fine. Yennefer, like most of all her character is based around the fact that she was really ugly and she uses magic to twist herself into an attractive person.
Mm.
And the whole idea is she's supposed to be this stunningly beautiful woman that everyone wants.
Yeah.
Neither me or my girlfriend find her attractive in the slightest.
Fair enough.
And I just find that funny. Because, like, credit where credit due, she's not generic, but it kind of backfires, because the whole point of the character is she's supposed to be generically beautiful.
Mm.
And I find that funny. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
We can actually end this. This is going to be...
Hope you enjoy editing this together.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Well,
Also, you're on fire.
yeah, I know, I'm burning. I do this a lot.
Which is at least actually good for you, because usually you're freezing cold.
It's the inner gate.
You've actually got some pink on you.
I'm flaming!
Cheerio!
Like, comment, and subscribe, please.
Support this bi-person here.
Bisexuals exist.
Who would have thought?